Ugh, good evening. Just kidding, it's afternoon. But it feels like evening. The sun's not out today. Well, I think it's supposed to be raining since yesterday. As you can hear from the title, or read rather, there's a school strike. Not just my school, my kid's school, but throughout the entire district in the city. So a whole bunch of kids are staying home and all that stuff. He already did his assignments for the day, though I do have him scheduled for an extra reading time and I think another page or two on the workbooks and something from the homework chart that they left for him for school. So yeah, it's basically independent study. I don't know how that works. And then I also try to go on the digital app, whatever's for their work, but I couldn't even proceed to the next problem. There's no button to press to solve or write down your answer. And the stuff that I can press, they say that's not correct. I'm like, where is correct then? If you're so freaking smart. What I ended up doing was I wrote down the problem on paper on the notebook for my kid. Have him answer it from there, and then that's it. Cause my printer's busted. I removed the subscription. Yeah, apparently printers require subscriptions for the friggin' ink. And then I was like, you know what? I don't feel like paying $4.99 a month, and so I removed it. And then my printer just decides, let's not work because you're not doing your subscription. So I got a busted ass printer right here. But I haven't written seriously in actual words for a while that isn't groceries or mental notes to do for whatever the week. So it was annoying, but I still was doing something. So it's not like, oh, we're on vacation. I guess I'm trying to take independent study seriously, but because my kid finished his work early, I let him do the rest of the day, as you can hear with little giggles and guffaws. He's laughing, he's playing his little games, but he did a lot of work today, so it's not too bad, more or less. As you can see here, I have been delaying the inevitable of cleaning my brushes. Look how much embarrassment I have. And thankfully, most of them are quite tiny. They're like this, and I can never get it pointed upright. It's usually my fault. And what I have cleaned so far, that's it. That's all I got. How much I can get in, I don't know. The thing is, some of the paint is quite encrusted, and I'm trying to soften it up. I know the standard half the time is to throw out the crusty ass paintbrushes, but I'm cheap. I have to, I'm trying to do some cleanup. The other thing is, I also leave it in the freaking, what is it? In the paint water, and so my brushes are cracked, or this metal thing here, it starts getting kind of loose, and so I try my best not to throw things away. Behold my hoarderedness, art department style. And what ends up happening is I just have a lot of unclean brushes. Ugh, this is still taking a while. So I try to see which one is a lot less gross. And what I have here, for those of you who are actually interested or curious about what the heck I do to clean brushes, you can just find it on Google. But basically, this is like hot or warm water with some soap. I don't care. And then isopropyl isopropyl, is that how you pronounce it? Alcohol. I think the one I have is 70% or 90%. I'm pretty sure it's 70%. I forgot. And then I let it soak here, then have it soak here a little bit more. And I give it like 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. I'm not that, but I also kind of rush. So once it's somewhat presentable, as you can see here, I have this thing called Brush Restore and dab on here. Try to get as much as I can. I was supposed to wear gloves, but I'm like, fuck it. I just don't eat food with my hands for a while. That's all. Or don't put my hands in my mouth. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, so I have to kind of make sure as nice as possible, and there you go. Now do that about 500 times. Okay, so I'm surprised there's people actually watching this. Thank you, though. Who the heck? Oh, it's just my friend. Anyway, did I set this? Sorry, I'm gonna see. Oh, sorry. See if I have the. Oh, okay. I don't want to have my notifications on too much. Not even the buzzer sound because I don't know. Because I get also stupid mail showing up, well, emails telling me to buy stuff because we have discount coupons and all that crap. And I don't feel like it. Ugh. I know it's raining and people usually say, oh, you just do online shopping. If you're not careful, that's a freaking addiction in itself, you know? Online shopping, holy crap. And I only did that this time around because I was supposed to do Valentine shopping for my husband, even though I'm like, I even asked him yesterday, hey, what are we doing tomorrow? My kid just bust out saying, we're going fishing on Valentine's. And I'm like, what? We do that every weekend. Can you take a break from, like, you don't even have to do, I am so freaking low maintenance. It bores me to tears sometimes. We don't even have to have a fancy dinner. We can go to freaking McDonald's. We could just buy freaking chocolate in the CVS or Walgreens or whatever drugstore is available. I don't care. I just don't want to go fishing. But he didn't give me a solid answer, so I'm all like, it sounds like we're going fishing. So the other thing is, it could be a Valentine's thing for myself where I don't have to go fishing. I'll buy my own gift. Sorry if it sounds like I'm throwing him under the bus, but that's just the talk we had. That's it. But he does get me some things sometimes. Not sometimes, but like, we just, the thing is, we don't take Valentine's that seriously. So it's not so much me, wow, Valentine's is not treated as romantic. No, it's not so much that. It's just, I don't want to go fishing. That's it. But other things, we usually have a chill, a pretty much lax Valentine's. That's what I'm trying to get at. And he does get me chocolates, or we may go out for dinner, but if he feels like, he's not tired from work. So it's not like, I want this, but he won't give me that. And wah, wah. I hear that a lot lately. It's getting worse over the years as Valentine's is around the corner. And I've been seeing some videos about Valentine's. Very corporate, very, I hate filling the pockets of rich billionaires. And I get you. I freaking get you. But at the same time, I do like Valentine's decorations sometimes, especially in recent years when I got into cherry blossoms and pink and stuff. Oh my god, that's gonna drag me to the ground, I swear. And me and my poor wallet. You know what I mean? By Valentine's decorations. And there's people buying whole freaking garbage bags amounts of Valentine stuff. I can't do that. Even if I like this, it's not enough. Cherry blossoms, it's more like stationery and stickers and cute little bags here and there. And that's it. As for this, oh, sorry, this is Valentine's. Sorry. He was sleepy. So that's what I mean. Like, what the fuck? I bought another one, but I was thinking about painting it. But as I stared, I was like, well, a matching set's not bad. And it's $6. I don't know if I want to paint it. Not sure how they make this cute, but I don't know. I like novelty weird crap every so often, but not enough to marinate my entire living space full of seasonal stuff except Christmas and Halloween because I gotta. Cherry blossom stuff, I don't know. Excuse me, sir. What did I tell you? I told you could play a little early, but not be screaming in freaking giggles for a solid hour. Because if I don't stop him, he will not stop laughing. So yeah, that's So the strike thing that I mentioned. What's that all about? Well, basically the teachers want more money and more support from. Um, I did have a letter sent, so I did something, and I'm also having my kid at home, and because I am the stay-at-home parent, it's seriously not that big of a problem per se, but I can't say other families are as, you know, backed up. Both usually have jobs, both of them may have family living far away, both of them might have a sick relative. There's all these different stories of why it's not easy for people to have their kid at home all the time. And it's not easy, but you have to do the best we can until whenever the strike goes. Now, around between 1:45 to 5 p.m., give or take, or I think 6:45, depending on how their meetings go about having finding an agreement to allowing the kids to go back to school, they may send a notification by text whether or not schools are open. Y'all can go back tomorrow. Versus, you know what? Glue, I said glue, but I meant school. School's closed tomorrow again. Sorry about that. I know it's troublesome for you, but thank you for your patience and this and that, and this and that. Yeah. So, um, I used to be a teacher. Fun fact, but only for English conversation and grammar and all that stuff. I mean, duh, most of English basically. And that was overseas. And that one was, it's, some people talk crap about that. And I'm like, go live in XYZ country, learn teaching that stuff and see how you like it before you start mouthing off about that crap. But I do have some level of education. But hey, man, it's been a long time, so I'm kind of not as strict about it. But there are some instances where I do notice my kid gets a little bit, dare I say, lazy with handwriting and reading, and I have to correct him in order for him. And he's and I'm not super like tiger mom, do this and whack. No way, no way in hell. But I do remind him, hey, that's wrong, fix it. That's how I. You can't be too nice. If you're too nice, they just walk all over you. And that'll happen to you throughout your life. But you also have to pick your battles. You never know how it'll mess up your situation later. So yeah, it's been interesting and more so tiring, but we can't do much until we hear the next update of guess what? Time for school and not independent study. And I am wondering how the heck do I fill out the forms, cuz they had a whole bunch of forms for digital reading or digital work, and I'm like, it's not doing so well. So I have extra workbooks. That's another thing that helped me out. I bought extra workbooks at school according to my grade level, and there's some stuff that I was able to sorry, this is hella boring for all you single people or people with no kids, but this is my life. This is what I do. So yes, I do have workbooks that I get from the bookstore. I'm surprised there are still bookstores. Feels like people don't like to read anymore. And they do have a workbook section in the children's books, which is seriously a saving grace. So I'm like, I don't know how to teach other subjects most of the time. I only know English, uh, co- uh you know, curriculum. Hopefully it's possible that it's outdated, but at the same time, at least I have some level of okay, let's just get some work done and this and that. And then what was it? Yeah, I don't know. It's what I saw so far. My God, they're so stubborn about just giving them the money. This freaking country spent wasted so much money on so much unnecessary things. And to the places that actually need the money, they're like, we don't have money. I'm like, oh my God. It really pisses me off. And so lately, I think that was also another reason why I'm not in that much of a mood to do art stuff, because real life sucks sometimes. But it could be worse. That's the other thing. It could be worse. This is probably still first world problems compared to other countries. So I try my best not to whine too much. Just, I'm a little tired. That's all. That's all. And I laugh, but it's more like a defense mechanism at this point. Anyway, um, what else has been happening recently? Oh gosh, that Bad Bunny reaction throughout this country. It's serious. It's so weird. It's not that big of a deal. And I actually learned a lot from that halftime show. Not so much because I don't really watch that crap. I don't. I'm not into sports. I don't care. But they made such a big deal about the halftime show. I watched it after the halftime show ended. Like, I'm saying like 2 or 3 days. That's how long I was like, okay, fine, I'll watch it. Performance and entertainment wise, and the Easter eggs as well as shout outs throughout. the history, the countries, plural, and, personal letters to himself as well as his, people, not aside from Latino speaking people. It was amazing. I can say that. It was really cool, and it was there was a lot of energy, a lot of amazing choreography. Oh my god, I swear, if I was hired to do that stuff, I'd probably be one of the bush people, and I'd probably fall on my face, knowing my luck. But even the bush people or the grass people, whatever the heck they are, they had a purpose. I actually watched some parts of the explanation between, like, why do they have these stores? Why did they give a Grammy to that little kid? Why are there so many grass people? There's all these things. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I like behind the scenes because I like the creative process behind it. Like, why is this there? Why is that there? The performance itself was amazing, but I also am kind of not so much a geek, but I do like seeing the back behind the scenes because people are not appreciated as much behind the scenes. But when you see everything come together, I think it's cool. I think it's fucking amazing. They could bring this all together for this one amazing show. The only other thing that kind of is I don't really listen to Bad Bunny. I only hear about him in meme songs or real songs or TikTok songs. That's it. So I don't really listen to him, but I do like some Latin music here and there. So it's not like I don't like it. Yeah. And then the elephant in the room, the whole thing, like, it should be sung in Spanish. I mean, sorry, it shouldn't be sung in Spanish. It should be sung in English because that is the American language. Sing in American. I'm like, we speak English, and English comes from England. And then what I didn't know was that Spanish was here first, way longer than English. I was like, so yeah, I'm learning too. And if before you say, oh, you weren't educated in your school, no, we weren't. They don't talk about that stuff, not as seriously as other countries. So I can admit how ignorant our education system is, but it doesn't mean it's never too late to learn. Okay, it's fine. Just admit that, hey, the school system sucks. You can go and learn. You have no excuse. You have internet to tell you useful things, not pee pee cock-a-doodle things. Okay. And at the same time, though, sir, hey, I'm going to turn that off. Well, then cut it out. Not too loud. I don't stop him. So, yeah. And not so much Spanish, but I listen to other music from other countries that sing in other languages. So, this is definitely not a problem for me. So, I mostly listen to Japanese music, Tagalog, Filipino music, Chinese music, South Korean. I like the alternative and some hip hop and R&B here and there, but not the K-pop too much. It's too noisy for me. But they have some catchy ones, but most of them are too noisy and loud for me in the presentation. Also, I feel bad for the music artists. They do so much, and they have so many messed up things happen to them behind the scenes, so I feel for them. It's not for me, but I feel bad for I just wish they treated their artists a lot better. Anyway, other countries, I did hear some from, like, Mongolia, Indonesia, Malaysia, a few times from Vietnam, and other. I did hear some from England, so I do have some experience listening to other country music. Yeah, other music from other countries, and I have so much fun with them than the music here. I don't care for the music here. Only a few, and that's it. But yeah, it's really sad that we would just have such tunnel vision for what should be presented in this country. I thought we were supposed to be embracing diversity and all that crap. And no, it's not. They don't want that. They like the food, they like the colors, they like the people. Culture's debatable. People, especially skin tones, especially. Ooh, oh. And the other thing was kind of funny. Filipinos were talking smack about that too. They also was like, "Why aren't you singing in English? Why is it Spanish? This is America." Like, they were saying, yeah, some Asians were saying that too. What the fuck? And so I'm like, who gives a shit? It's fun. I like it. I don't listen to Bad Bunny, but it was a good show. And then they keep saying that this, like, they keep repeating it like it's gonna, they're gonna turn back the time, turn back time and replace it with the Turning Point. Oh my god, I saw some clips of the Turning Point show. What the fuck is that? That's all I can say. I only watched a few seconds and I want my time back. That's how bad that show was. Anyway, I'm gonna not talk about that anymore because I could just talk a lot. I don't feel like talking about that stuff. I don't even watch football. American football, I mean, not the everywhere else football. Oh my god. Okay, I need to put some more brush. Oh, I forgot this big boy here. Sorry. I'll go here. So my progress so far is this. I'll do a few more, take a break. I can show a little bit what I did recently because some of this stuff smells and I don't like it and I need to get a breather. Okay, so I did continue with Sailor Moon, but instead of Sailor Moon, I worked on Sailor Saturn, and it's kind of buckling. I'm not feeling that, but I'm already invested, so I must finish up. Now, this is, I think, from the Crystal series, not the OVA, the 90s series, I'm sorry. But I had a hard time finding pretty cool poses of her, and they only had the Crystal series available with her summoning her stuff, or I'm just not looking hard enough. I don't know. But I do like how she looks badass and she doesn't seem sickly and, like coughing up a lung. And I just like purple also. And I also think, where is Sailor Saturn where we need her? I'm just sorry. But yes, I probably will fill up these colors. I thought I was gonna do like a kind of watercolor fade out with this, and I decided to change my mind and just fill up everything. However, I want to make this not like a cell shading sort of coloring. I will try to make it kind of like an actual painting, but I still need lines. I still need lines and where everything is going for it to make sense. So here we are. Please excuse the I'm not making it any better. So so that's what I have so far, more or less. I hope this buckling's gonna piss me off. But yeah, I do like how it's turning out so far. And I did finish that request that whoever that person showed up like 2 streams ago. But when I showed up last time, I don't see them. Where the hell are they? But I have to clean it up because some of the ink went onto this. That was my fault. I didn't prep it properly. So I have a request from someone on this live stream. I think it was 2 live streams ago, and they wanted a panda kissing a dog, and it was a dog they used to have, but I think they passed away. I think that was what the situation. But when I had the pencils last time, they were not there, so I was like, oops. Well, I might as well finish it. And I thought this was really cute. How I made this was basically I wanted to do something like Lisa Frank, even though I don't like the colors and how they draw things, but I like pastel rainbow things every so often. So that's what I tried to do. I watered it down by a lot. It still looks kind of messy, but I kind of want to have human error because I like to make excuses for my shortcomings. And I thought this was overall pretty fun to make. So I might do something similar. Maybe I might add more blue actually. I don't know, but I do like. Sir, what are you doing? I do like how I didn't have lines because one of my struggles is trying to do line art in painting, and I use for the lines. Well, I still use ink for the line art because I need to see where the heck I'm painting, and then I ended up using acrylic paint pens. Yes, I use acrylic paint pens, and then I painted over it a little bit more so it has a bit of a fuzzy, soft edge for the lines rather than actual lines. And I do like the results, so that is a relief, though I think this kind of got a little dingy, so I might have to go back and paint a bit more. But right now I'm kind of okay for, though I made boo-boos here, sorry. But yeah, this was really cute to do. I rarely ever do this kind of stuff. as a larger project. So there's the request. This is like, I'm going to say 95.86% done. And yes. So I do art stuff when I can, when I'm not dealing with real life pee pee cockadoo. So let me do a few more brushes and then I'll probably do a little bit of painting and then call it a day. I have to help with, oh God, quote unquote homework. Oh my gosh. Sorry. One of my brushes, this piece of work here, I found it covered in sticky stuff. I don't know what the hell that came from. And it was all covered so much so that when I touch it, it still feels sticky. I probably have to put some kind of solvent solution. I only know Goo Gone, so I might have to do that. But I tried to remove as much as I can. But my God, this sticky glue, whatever it was, it is quite stubborn. So I'm not very happy with that. Ugh, problem child. Go over there. Ugh, gross. Okay, so I have some big brushes here. So it's maybe I'll do this batch and then call it a day because I can't do all this in one big sitting when I have my kid around because I have stuff to do later. And I have to do dinner still. Yeah, that's the thing. I have to be teacher. I have to do errands. I have to make dinner and wash dishes and do laundry and stuff. Like, what the heck? While it's not that problematic, it's also like I have more stuff to do. Thanks, I guess. Anyway, sorry for whining. Um, right, Valentine's. I think I mentioned before about Valentine's since I might as well talk about as it is literally around the corner. I see a lot of people really griping about it. And there was this thing I saw online just literally a few hours ago. They were talking about like if they don't ask you to be to be their Valentine, they're not that into you or they don't like you that much. Just break up with them. Just, look at them differently. This is a red flag. This is horrible. They didn't call you, they didn't ask to be your Valentine. Even if you had Valentine's Day with them more than once or you're married. And I was like, what? Why does this feel like schoolyard BS in middle school? It sounds stupid. And these are adults saying it. It's not like little teenagers, 15, 16 years old or, like 12, 13-year olds on TikTok saying these things. They're like in their 20s and pushing 30s. I don't I don't understand why you're investing so much time. You know, you can ask them like, what do you want to do for Valentine's? You can just say that. That's it. don't don't pussyfoot around. It's okay to ask. If you don't ask, and they're kind of a bonehead. Not all of them, but sometimes if you just want to get it, you cannot play the guessing game for so long, and expect good things to happen. Because most of the time they probably forgot. They're also busy, or they're just not that into you. So and you also can ask them about it too. The only other thing is if they lie and they're good at lying. That's the other thing. Because there are people lying about that stuff and it's kind of, ooh. But sooner or later, something pops up. Anyway, like I mentioned before, I don't take Valentine's seriously, even though I had that little micro incident I mentioned earlier. We usually just give each other candies or snacks. And if it's a weekday, we stay home or wait till the weekend. We might go out to dinner, and it's not like a fancy restaurant or anything. It's more just like just a local restaurant or buffet sort of deal. So it's not that big of a hassle. And then walk around the beach, and our kid is with us, and then we go home. That's about it. That's usually what we do. And that's fine. That's totally fine. What I didn't like was when my kids said, we're going to go fishing on Valentine's. I was like, what? I don't want to go fishing. I think maybe my husband would like that for Valentine's, but I'm like, that's all for you. What? I'm just gonna sit there and stuff. I'm like, ugh, I don't want to do that. So I've been doing that for several months already, and it's winter. Why are we still out? I thought they're not gonna be biting, and they went fishing last weekend. I asked, so how did it go? And they're like, nothing got caught. And I was like, see, you could have just stayed home. or done something else. But no, they did. We did go on to Golden Gate Park the day before, so it's not like we only went fishing. But I'm like, you could just wait till it gets a bit more warmer too, you know. Anyway, oh sorry. Ugh, this paint is quite stubborn. If it's like that, just leave it in there a bit longer and kind of stab. Not too hard, but like I kind of try to mush it in to get rid of the extra gunk because I'm waiting for the alcohol to kind of break up the paint. It's quite stubborn, especially if it's been sitting there for too long. Like this, like if your brush is super dyed to this, to like this, you're gonna have to mush it in there, but not so hard that you can break the bowl. Please don't do that. Surprisingly enough, this has cracks in the bowl. I'm not that strong. I think I'm not. I don't know. But I have a habit of breaking things sometimes, and I try not to be like that, but every so often, a whoopsie happens. Wow. Oh my god, I swear I can talk. A whoopsie happens. I'm sorry. Okay. And then after Valentine's, I think sometime later, Chinese New Year comes up. I think that's on February 17. Just look it up on Google. I'm pretty sure it's 17. And they were looking, I also saw that they have all these superstitions and rules and what you should wear on there and what you should not do and do not do, or you'll get bad luck for the majority of the year. And I look into it because my husband's also Chinese, so I was like, oh god. But he and his family, they don't really pay attention to all of those superstitions, and I love them for that. I'm like I was like, oh my god, if we took that way too seriously, that's a lot of stuff to get. At most, what my in laws did was do those couplet stickers around the doorway. I know they do that. And make food. That's all I know. But it's really good food, especially my father in law. I miss his cooking. Because he would make amazing stuff during Chinese New Year. I miss it so, so, so much. Which is interesting because, unlike most Chinese families, my in laws are Buddhists. I usually don't bring up the religion stuff too much, but they are active Buddhist and they don't eat meat, or they eat very, very little when they absolutely have to, but that's super rare and they try their best not to. But they will eat mostly vegetables and mostly everything except animal products, I think. No wait, but they would cook my he would cook fish. No, he'll cook us meat stuff, so he they won't force their beliefs onto us entirely, but they will make fish, they will make eggs, and pork sometimes, yeah. So even though, yeah, they'll still cook it, so it's not super strict. And that's what I like. They don't force that stuff onto you. But yeah, I miss Chinese New Year there in terms of the food. The only other thing I don't like is they while they do have, I think, between 4 to 7 days. It depends on what you're able to have from your company. You have days off, 4 to 7 days, give or take, and then it's really noisy because of all the fireworks. It's really noisy, and they look like dynamite. It's not like the flashy, cute stuff we have here or the illegal ones. Like I no, the ones they're huge. They're bigger than the illegal ones here. That's how insane. That's I mean, weren't fireworks invented in China? And then yeah, they look like dynamite, and they sound so freaking loud, and they'll be playing that into like midnight, especially midnight and into 1 2 a.m. Yeah, that is quite rough. But and when you go out the next day to take a walk after you had your meal, there's all this red firecracker paper all over the place, and they're still playing more firecrackers. So they'll also play it in the daytime too, not always nighttime. And they have this long Lunar New Year Chinese Spring Festival. Um, they usually call it Spring Festival when I was in China. There was also a talk online about, is it Chinese New Year or Lunar New Year or what? I'm like, I just say what my in-laws say. They said Spring Festival, but even if you call it Chinese New Year, it's like, yeah, that's okay. whatever. But I think they're trying to be more inclusive with Asians, other Asians who in other countries they also celebrate Chinese New Year, and so they don't want to call it just Chinese New Year. They want to call it either Lunar New Year, Spring Festival, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't give a shit. Why are we so anal retentive about freaking names and stuff? It's so stupid. It's like I just say what's there. God. Sheesh. We're so paranoid on not offending people and being including everyone, but at the same time I'm also kind of tired. I was like, what do I call it then? But yeah, I because it's vacation time in China, everyone is traveling or on vacation at the same time. So it's going to be super crowded in transit, on the in the cars, in the bridges. And if you think, oh, I can just take the trains, and there were bullet trains in China. Yeah, it's crowded there too. It's crowded in the regular trains, also the buses, the taxis. Everything's packed. You have to plan ahead and reserve stuff on time. So it's seriously it's a freaking journey. That's the only time I use a journey. I don't like saying this is my health journey. This is my hospital journey. Okay, I don't want to talk too bad about that, but I try to take things a little bit seriously. So traveling to meet family in China, that is seriously a freaking journey, especially if they live in different provinces, all right? Anyway, so it's also it's you think, "Oh, I can rest and relax," and it's I think if you stay home, don't go anywhere, then you can kind of relax. But then you remember, oh, we have to meet the other relatives, other in laws and stuff. So aside from eating and watching and mahjong, you have to go visit relatives. Hopefully they live close by. Otherwise, you usually don't see them unless they come over to visit, or vice versa. So it's interesting, but also really tiring and noisy. But the food is good. Oh my god. Okay, so this is kind of busted. Okay, I said I was going to do some more, but some of these are kind of stubborn, so I'm going to put some more to soak, and then I'm going to resume the painting with acrylic paint markers and purple paints. I'm trying to see what else I can do. Oh god. I don't want to put too much of this stuff because this stuff smells. I'm kind of glad there's no such thing as smell-o-vision. I remember when I was young, there was, and the internet was still full of novelty and wonder and what's going on here. How does this work? Maybe we'll have smell-o-vision in the future. I'm so glad it is because I used to joke, what if they had like a big bag of garbage and they wave it in front of the smell-o-vision mechanism and you can smell it on the other side? I would be puking my butt off. Or people showing their stinky feet, or, nowadays people talk about toilet time. And like, I don't want smell-o-vision. I don't want that technology available. At least not in my lifetime. Sorry, the most random things I remember pop up when I remember certain things. I don't. I know people do that, but I'm stuck with mine, unfortunately. Okay, so I'll put this aside because it's taking up space. Oh gosh. Oh. Yesterday, my husband got he got an email from one of the people who get they gave him Black Myth Wukong merch from Game Science, and they sent him a trailer, a legit 6 minute trailer of Black Myth Zhonghui, and I was like, what? They did? And he invited me, and by invited me, I just sit in the other room next to him to react to it. It's still weird, but a pretty cool weird. Not like weird, like what the hell? Well, I mean, there were some weird creatures in there. I'm only gonna let in a little bit. And they're creatures I've never seen before, especially in Western mythology. Not in this lifetime I haven't. So despite which I thought it was pretty interesting. And I'm like, please show up soon and I want to play. Because ever since Black Myth Wukong, I stopped playing games, uh, you know, console games in general. I'm not really a gamer. I wish I was joking. I'm not a gamer. I can play, but I have a short temper. as you can tell from my illustrious voice here. Um, but I am looking forward to Black Myth Junkie. I hope they show up soon, but who knows when they'll release it. The other option is they might have had some things done already, like a lot faster than before, since they already have a blueprint with Black Myth Wukong. On the other hand, this was something me and my oldest brother were kind of ranting about. Like, what if they take so long with this game? And my brother, he's already much older than me, and he's like, by the time they finish it, I'll be in my 70s. I'm like, oh my god, I'll be pissed off. Like, I'm not that far away from you. I'd be upset. Okay, so I am still looking forward to Black Myth Junkie, even though I want to continue with Wukong's story. But yeah, or the Destined One story rather, but that's not for us to decide. Okay, so this is the kind of markers I use. I don't know what brand this is. It just says acrylic marker. I'm like, okie dokie, let's just use it. Okay. Oh no, this is still. I had some lighter ones, but I don't know where I put them. And if for whatever reason the markers are kind of dull, which I do notice unfortunately, I can go back with acrylic paint. So I'm not entirely abandoning acrylic paint, like the actual paint over the markers, unless I find bold, vibrant colors in acrylic paint markers. Then I don't know. Because I really like the accessibility of not having to shake the dang marker to activate it, cut the bullshit and just start doing the art. I really can't stand having to do all these extra steps to prep the marker. I just want to start doing my art stuff. Paint my buttholes. Anyway, let me see. I think I can do this here. Oh, I was supposed to do it here as well. I'm going to go a little bit closer because I guess. That's what I do like about these paint markers. There's a lot more control because my strength is definitely not painting because I'm more used to doing line art with ink. And I know markers are not pens, but it feels like it, so that helps me a lot so much, and it makes the process so much faster. The only problem is a lot of the colors when it dries, it's not as vibrant. So I was kind of disappointed about that. But at the same time, I don't mind some dullness to some degree, but I also want to make my work pop out a little bit. So this is the downside about traditional art. You can achieve all the bright, pretty colors in digital art. You can even have the exact same color as the original reference by doing ink drop, right? And the beautiful, glorious undo button. People seem to love it so much. But when you have this traditional art, you fucked. You fuck up a lot. I have a lot of problems on here. Does not adhere to the original reference, but it's not so super obvious, so I think I can get away with it in theory. But the other thing is sometimes the marker is kind of stupid. It won't cover fully until you do at least 2 or 3 more layers. But you have to wait for it to dry. The marker paint lifts up kind of fast when you try to do the art. Do the line art. It's kind of stupid. But if you're patient or stubborn like me, which is a combination of both, it's possible. Okay. Plus, I think this one's a little dry for some reason. Also, thank you so much for sticking around longer than 2.5 seconds. I'm not very good with synonyms. I don't know why whenever I say synonyms, I think of cinnamon. Thank you for sticking around long enough. Okay, so this is a little not too bad. And this one is not exactly the same as the original reference, but it's I'm not going to be beating myself up about it, so it should be fine. Yeah, the other thing is I'm not very good at doing line art with brushes. For those who can do it and they have like the really smooth liquidy paints, I am much jealous. I don't have that time to make my own custom paints, so this is the best I can do. And again, I like to have like not like micro imperfections here and there because I'm lazy. So I feel like the perfect art, it's good, it's great, it's amazing. I can't do it. But then something about it seems kind of cold or not lifeless because they're like doing action poses or they're doing like, you know, pin-up poses or dynamic poses and it's perfect and yet I'm tired. I don't know. Or I'm just petty. That's also possible. I could also be petty and wish I can do it and I'm just trying to be a petty old prissy pants. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes it's not gonna come out and it's like decided, you know what? Let's embarrass your live stream by not working. You jerk. Okay, that didn't really do much. Plus, I also need the glow to make it look more glowy, but I don't know. Oh my god. Also, when you buy the paint pens, there's also a possibility at least one marker is either dried up or missing. And I had the misfortune of having both scenarios. Or you buy a pack of markers, but only one shows up. The rest are like, why would you give me that, you jerk? So, yeah, there's always that possibility of crap happening when you order online. And then you have to go out of your way to return it, do the freaking return system thing online, which is thankfully not too hard. But then you have to go to a kiosk or like somewhere where they accept returns. I think in Whole Foods they have a machine, just straight up. You have a return, just put it in the bin. That's it. There's not even a person there. There's still a person option, but there's also the bin, no person, self service option. So I was like, oh, okay, sorry, that's not very interesting. And then I'm also trying to think, how do I make it look more like a painting than cell art? I don't know. That's usually yeah. This is the live stream of my creative process where I'm like, what do I do next? What do I do next? Oh, I should color this, but while I'm coloring, what do I do next? Then I don't know. Oh my gosh, sir, I'm gonna go in there and turn it off if you don't lower your voice a bit, okay? I know you're excited, but calm down. Okay, so I need purple paint. Where is you? Yeah, this has a lot of purple. I mean, look at that. Purple everywhere. Where the heck is it? Okay, over here. Yes, okay. This is not the purple I want, though. I'm washing my brushes, and yet I have some. I'm still using them. Well, I'm going to wash them a little bit anyway. Oh, God, where? Did I use all my good ones? That's a oh, this one's busted, too. And then I find dirty ones instead. Gosh. Okay, where? Come on. I used all mine brushes. Are you kidding me? That's pretty stupid. Oh, no, wait. I have this. You know what these are? What? Mini nail art brushes. So I used to do this several years ago. I think when I was working on crafts more. And I tried to have line art some of the images I drew on, I'm going to say boxes. Jewelry boxes, yeah. And one of the things I tried to do, aside from using dotting tools, which really sucks, it's super tedious, was nail art brushes. They have really fine brushes, and I ruined them. But what am I using this for? I'm trying to remember. No, okay. I don't need this one right yet, but I need another. I need that on standby. There you go. Make excuses for myself. Oh my god. My setup sucks. Wah. Okay, this one's also messed up. Sir, what are you doing? Well, can you be chased quietly, please? Sorry, I gotta borrow your space. And I don't care about contamination. Oh my god. Sorry, I need this stupid monitor on, or I will have my lamp turn off by itself. Let me see here. What else can I talk about? I'm losing them. That's fine. While I look online, there was also a bunch of women drooling over Bad Bunny, especially a particular dance he does. If you look online enough, you'll know what that dance is. He's basically gyrating the air, and so and so a bunch of women's like, oh, I never seen him or listened to his music, and I can't stop watching him. And then they they go they pan over to the next clip of him gyrating on stage, and I was like, oh, okay. It's like, he's not the only one that does that, but because he's in the forefront of mainstream media now, I mean, not that he hasn't, but especially since the halftime, now they're all staring at him do that, and for like 20 minutes straight, apparently. I'm like, what? And everyone went, oh, so are you? I'm like, no, I just watched the meme and then I proceed on with life. That's it. And so I was like, okay, fine, whatever. But then he has some clips from SNL, and I think Happy Gilmore, the next movie, he's all right, not too bad. Though I don't know why he was dressed up as Shrek that one time. It was kind of weird. Anyway, I don't see my family talking about the halftime show, but I'm pretty sure most of us are not. No, no, sisters in my family actually like the halftime. No, they like most of my family likes football. Funny enough, only I think me and my oldest brother are kind of like, I'm gonna go to bed. That's about it. Or I'm gonna eat something, and okay, you have fun with that. I'm gonna go sleep. That's basically it. That doesn't mean we talk bad about it or I don't like sports and not. No, maybe when I was younger, I was probably like that, but very blindly. But as I get older and I know some friends that are into sports way more than I could ever be, um, I also, yeah, just like, all right. I mean, at most I'll like, oh, just tell me more about it because I don't know crap about sports. So even if we don't have common interest, it's okay to learn about it from the other person you're getting to know. That's called communication and making friends possibly. But I feel like people don't want that. They just want people exactly like them. And if you're not like them, then get out of their lives. I feel like that's such a necessary way to isolate yourself. Like, if no one's like me, then I don't need you. Like, you really don't have to be like that. I think the only reason why I'm forgiving about meeting or getting to know other people in general is because I don't have the luxury, quote unquote, of having artist friends near me. And this is basically my entire life. I didn't know any other artists that were invested in doing art stuff in the corner like me as much. Or if there were, we did not seek each other out because I never really saw any other artists that not only want to look for friends, but we never hovered around our radars, so we didn't really know each other or whatever. But so because I don't know too many art, I don't know any art friends. I had to compromise and make friends with other groups of people. And that in itself, I think, is a lot more interesting. A little micro annoying in the beginning, but as I got older and turns out, oh, we do have some common interests, not just being polar opposites. It's okay to make friends even though we have different interests. Mindsets is, especially as you get older, is a little debatable, especially when politics come around, but I think as long as they don't impose their agendas or whatever against onto you, if you don't agree with certain things, then you should be fine. I knew some people that would get into U.S. politics and they're not from the U.S. and I find that very odd. And I'm like, you know what he did, right? And then they still back the person up. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to air all that, but yeah, it's. And then they say, "Oh, we're better than that." I'm very impartial, but then when you hear how they talk about certain things and you don't agree with how that is, and you tell them, and they get upset, and I'm like, "Okay, this is weird. I thought you were impartial. What the hell?" Anyway, yeah, I like making me how to say, I don't mind making friends that are different from me. And we don't have to like only like art or only like anime. You know, if you want to talk about it, that's fine. But for some whatever reason though, some people don't want to engage any further because we don't have the same interest. So even if I can have a compromise, that doesn't mean other people will as well. So you have to be aware of that and accept that you cannot force what you like onto others, but you can encourage them like, oh, you should try this, but sometimes they don't even want to try. But it's kind of annoying, but welcome to life where everything's annoying. Okay, I was supposed to talk about Valentine's Day, but I already talked about it like at least 2 or 3 times. Yeah, as I start filling up the paint, it's looking a little better, but it's going to take a while because these paints in particular, the pink and purple, are kind of they're not opaque enough. I think they're a little thin despite having gobs of paint. To some degree, it works, but when I need it to be a little bit more brighter, it sort of falls flat on its face. And so I have to make layer after layer after layer, and then the whole thing with blending is also. Oh, speaking of which, sorry, I'm going to check up my notification from the school district, and we have a strike again. I mean, it's closed tomorrow. All right. On garbage night too. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know. So it's like around 4:13 when they notified us, or me actually. So I'm like, oh boy. So no school again tomorrow. I guess they're not going to have Valentine's on Friday then. Um, I know my kid has a field trip on Friday. I wonder what happens if they had a field trip planned during the strike day. What happens? Do they postpone it until they actually open? I never been through a school strike before, all right? So I have no idea. I have questions. They say to make a phone call and then like, "Oh, I don't want to pick up the phone." I kind of have questions, but I don't like talking on the phone. And I still have to do resume taxes. That's the other thing. I'm like, oh my gosh. Wait, yeah, they keep mentioning like you don't have to pay taxes. I'm like, what? Who said? I need an official to say that to me. Like, oh, okay, it's optional. Then maybe. I don't. uh, but I haven't finished it yet because it was stupid busy, and I'm tired by the time I'm done with the homework stuff with my kid. And then I have to make dinner shortly after this. Goodness gracious. Oh wait, no. Before the dinner, I have to help with the reading and give him extra homework. Yeah, I have to provide homework too. Goodness gracious. Um, but it's not super strict like in other countries. But at the same time, I try to give him more work than what they usually give. Okay, so it's getting a little better. Like her eyes. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Oh no, I have to bend forward and I don't wanna. So that's what I get for joking around. That's what I get. Please don't. I had him listen to Ren and Stimpy singing about being a monkey, and he likes the song now. But I don't know if I want to share him the episodes, full episodes of Ren and Stimpy, because that stuff's kind of scary. It's like, even when I watched it when I was young, they kind of freaked me out. But because they were so weird, I kept watching. But as I watch it as an adult, they creep me the fuck out. Though I do like Powdered Toast Man sometimes. And Mr. Horse, what the heck? And Rubber Walruses, and like if you try to refer back to your childhood and talk about Ren and Stimpy, you sound like you're insane. So a lot of our cartoons back in the day were insane. Like try to explain the synopsis for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Captain Planet, Gem and the Holograms is there's people involved, so I guess that's okay. Um, what else? Popples, the Snorks or whatever. Fraggle Rock. Oh, I didn't really like Fraggle Rock. I mean, I don't know. They just make up words to make up words. Okay. I want to see if I could do some of the highlights a little bit. I don't know. I do have light gray, but I just worry it's going to look kind of icky. It looks worse. Okay, don't do that. Oh no, my blemish is in full display. Oh goodness. I know I have the color chart thing, but I think I'll just use blue then if it's that bad. Dang it. That was bad. Okay, so. Okay, this is a lot better. Okay. Sir, what are you doing? You really enjoyed it earlier. Why do you need more? You just had it yesterday. You're gonna eat the whole box? Okay, let's see what else I can talk about. I'm trying to think. Yeah, each time I go online to do these live stream works in progress, it's because I'm not doing the art in real time and off camera because I'm dealing with the that strike stuff. So it's gonna be 4 days now. Wow, that's something. And the other thing is just boring grown up stuff as per usual. Gosh, I don't even know what to make. And then also I'm getting old, so I'm like super getting I'm easily I'm easy to get tired now. I'm like, what? I don't, why? But then by the time I can do drawings, I either take a nap, or doom scroll, or yeah, I think it's just those two. Never mind. And then by the time I'm like, okay, I can finally do the drawing, it's usually after my night chores, and then I end up just doom scrolling again. That's awful, I know. But I'm just like drained after dealing with cooking and cleaning and putting crap away and boring. And I'm like, ugh. I do listen to things while I'm doing night chores, but then when I'm finally done with said dishes and putting crap away and packing lunches and snacks and stuff, then I just lie there and resume the doom scrolling. It sucks. I don't like doing that. In that time span, I could have gotten at least 10 drawings or 10 paintings done. But nope, I just lie down. Nope, nope. Okay, that looks a lot better actually. That's good. I was a little worried and they left. Ha ha ha! Oh, just kidding. Sorry. I'm just being silly. Oh, a while ago, someone made a comment on my Instagram for that booming popular uh, reaction video from the what Sailor Moon Cosmos about the Star Gentle uterus power, and they made a comment, but usually most times I don't look at it because I'm tired. But then this time around, I was like, okay, if I feel the need, I will look at it. And then they were actually backing me up on a old ass negative comment from 6 weeks ago. Maybe it's 7 weeks now. And then I was like, oh, there's that comment. I was wondering what happened to it. I thought it was from the clotted cream fudge, but no, it was from Sailor Moon, and it was a man, grown man, telling me to grow up because I'm bashing on something I don't understand. I'm like, no, I'm not. Who said I'm bashing it? I just think it's weird because I never seen a uterus used as a source of power. That's it. But then this butt clown was clowning on me for being shocked that such a thing exists in animation. And so, for whatever reason, I didn't check that comment in the Sailor Moon Cosmos reaction. I thought it was in the clotted cream fudge, which I archived because I didn't feel like dealing with it. Because hearing people try to talk to me like I'm dumb, I already know to some degree I don't know all the things, and that's fine. I just don't like dumbasses telling me about it. Like, I don't know. What? I'm stupid? I didn't know. Thanks for reminding me. Like, oh my God, I'm not like, shut up. So I left that comment alone, and apparently it's been 3 weeks, no, 6 weeks, going on 7. But someone defended me in there, and I was like, oh, thank you, right? They were basically saying how why can't adults be surprised at things that they're just learning about now? There's nothing wrong with that. Chill out. And I was like, I know, Jesus, what the hell? And when I went to that comment that they were complaining about, it says null, not the stupid name. I was like, what the hell does that mean? I can't even comment back. I was like, oh, I can comment now 6 weeks later, and it won't let me. I think maybe they got banned or something. I don't know. Or did I block them? I don't remember. I just remembered just I clicked on it and then it didn't show me anything. I don't know. It redirected me. And so I thought it was in the clotted cream fudge comment reel. But no, it was in Sailor Moon. And it's, yeah, it was a grown man talking smack about me, about Sailor Moon. I was like, what the fuck is your problem? And I'm not bashing on men who like Sailor Moon. It's fine. Some of the more informative comments were also men. And I thank them for it because, yeah, I didn't know. Thank you so much for letting me know. Because they were even talking about publishers and technicalities between the anime and manga. And yes, the uterus as a source of power is normal. It's a bit weird, but it's normal. So I was like, okay, thank you for letting me know. That's all I wanted to know. Thank you. But then this bozo was like talking smack about me. Like, ugh, people really need better things to do. I say that while I do this live stream, but come on, come on. But I'm over it. That's fine. Apparently so, because it was already 6 weeks, and I forgot about it until someone made a comment about it. I was like, oh, okay, thank you for finding it. I didn't know where it went. So I didn't look through my. I don't look through my comments that much. I know I should, but I'm antisocial. I'm sorry. But once in a while I will. Okay, so that's kind of not too bad. Okay, okay. So it's gonna take longer because now I gotta clean up the line art or make it less line art looking. I guess I don't know. I know I should do like a legit video of my process, but I don't like it. I know I mentioned it before, but I have to emphasize that in case people ask me, why don't you make the art videos? It's because I hate video editing, okay? And I'm not very patient with that. Only if I'm just clowning around, making fun of people that I'm familiar with, but they have dirt on me, so they don't know. And so, yeah, that's it. I don't. Otherwise, unless I can psych out my brain to liking video editing, there's I don't know. I've yet to trick my brain to want to like video editing because I tried off and on, and it pisses me off. Because I know that's like the standard of standards in having a YouTube channel is to edit your videos 7, 8, 16, 24, 36 hours. And I'm like, I don't have that kind of time. That's the other thing. I don't have that kind of time. So I just make do with live streams because it's easier. I embarrass myself openly and da 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 da. And I can push myself to do arts because in real time lately I haven't been motivated to do so. But when I do live streams, I feel more of a ah, oh no, more of a push to do more art stuff rather than by myself lately. So this is a good thing for me. That's good. Good, good, good. Okay, so I have a boo-boo there. I got to fix it before I forget. In a few minutes I'm going to get on out of here because I have to help my kid with his homework early so I can start cooking early. I haven't been able to cook early because lately he's been, well, it's also the strike thing that's making us kind of have cabin fever, I think. Also, it's been raining. And initially, my kid wanted to go out, like, oh, let's go to the mall and blah. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I guess since you have no school. But then they mentioned independent study and logging in. So I have to treat it like he's still in school. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess we can't go to the mall. Plus, he kind of misbehaved a little bit. So I was like, okay, no mall. Screw it. Back to work. Okay, here. Oh, I also did find some uh, Sailor Moon manga I can read online so I can catch up on what the heck's going on. Yeah, I know. The only other thing is, will I actually read it? I have the sources, but will I read it? I don't know. I did start reading it and then I got distracted with life. So I'm not sure, but I think if I remember, I might continue reading it because after a certain point, my eyes just glaze over or life happens and then I don't pay attention. And if there's zero people, maybe I can leave. Oh la 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 la, no one's here. La la la. Eh, I like being more silly when there's no one in the freaking live stream. Okay, that's enough of that. Got that out of my system. Oh, some people, it went as far as 21. That. It's been a while. I don't have my Venom stuff here lately because I'm tired. I like painting Venom, but he wears me out. I um I used to be. I think if I was younger, I would definitely draw Venom like crazy. But at my friggin' age, I'm like, I need a break. Give me some cute shit. Pretty bad. Because I used to be so heavily invested in drawing, more so drawing than painting. I was always terrified of painting or using colors because a few times I used colors, it was not very good. I was not an actual art major. So I was kind of eyeballing everything or looking up tutorials or references to kind of figure out how to color and later on paint things. That's what I got so far. So, um, and there are some people on YouTube saying like you don't need an art degree to know art. You can just see some tutorials online, pick up something that interests you like animation or digital art or traditional art and go from there. You don't have to waste thousands and hundreds and thousands of dollars in debt to go into art school. And I'm so glad I did not go into art school because I was suggested several times to do that. But then I knew a few friends, I think one or two in particular, that were like 40,000 in debt, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to do that. I don't even have that much money to begin with. Why would I go into debt? So I am glad I didn't take the art student route. But I know a few friends that did it, but they know so much more than whatever the heck I'm doing. So while I am glad I did not become an art major, I can see the benefits if I continue to pursue art and got my foot in the door with other artists or other um, establishments that promote other artists. But a lot of art that I see that is popular, I don't like or care about. And the stuff I like, not a lot of people care or even like, they'll just, oh, that's nice. And then they just, that's it. Or they ask, the base, oh, can you draw this? Can you draw me? I can't even draw a stick figure. Like, they'll say that. And people make jokes about it, especially artists who get that remark a lot. I don't make fun of that because they can draw stick figures better than me. Fun fact. I wish I can draw stick figures. But I don't talk bad about people um, asking the same old questions because people barely talk to me. So there's also that factor. And it's okay. Because as long as you're talking to me, that's fine. Unless you're being a butthole for whatever stupid ass reason, then I will like you a lot less and just go my other direction. But for the most part, I try my best not to talk smack about people that are not into art or drawing or what have you, because you don't have to be interested in everything. So that's back to me making compromises and not getting to meet and befriend other artists close by. I do have artist friends, but they live far away from me. But nearby, I don't have the I'm unfortunate to not have any art friends, but I grew up to learn to accept that and just make friends with whoever actually talks back to me and is an overall good person. That's all. Because I'm not sure if I can get along with artists. That's the other thing. I think I mentioned a while ago there was someone who in my friends list on Instagram. They invited me to join their art group in Insta. And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's nice." And so I joined, and then this was around the time my son was sick. So I was a little bit busy, but I joined and then I just carried on with helping my kid. I think he was really, really unwell with some kind of bug. And so I was very, very, very tired and grossed out. I know kids get sick, but I have a slight phobia with puke. Anyway, I looked at the group chat. It's okay. And I think I put one painting that's still a work in progress at the time, but most people were not very active. And I did receive positive feedback on it, so that was cool. But then my kid was awake, and I think he had hives or something was not going right. And I dropped everything to figure out what's going on. How do I make him comfortable? Do I have to get some anti itch cream of some kind? And then I was, that was my top priority, and I just left that chat alone. And then by the time I was done with, he got better, I have to resume with life and doing all the boring mom stuff. And next thing you know, maybe a week passed, and then I got kicked out of the group. I think they removed me out of inactivity, and I was kind of butthurt about it. But then I was like, wait, I didn't really do much in there, so I didn't feel as bad. But you get kicked out even though there was inactivity, and I was like, oh, I was gonna say something, but life happens. I'm sorry, shit. But I didn't. I didn't even apologize because they kicked me out. So what's there to apologize? But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. The time I was invited into an art group and I got kicked out in less than a week. Like, what the fuck? They don't love me. Sorry. I say stupid, exaggerated things to help me push forward in life. And it kind of helps. Kind of helps. So yeah, that was my story with trying to fit in a group online and then they kicked me out in less than a week. Dun 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 dun. Oh no, there was a second group. I think I mentioned before, but I'll talk about that next time if I remember. But I don't want to talk bad too much about them because they did give me the idea of doing my own live streams, and they did try to showcase my work on their live stream as a group. I'm not sure if they're still on or not. I thought they stopped because they weren't receiving enough money or something. But yeah, I was unofficially kicked out from that group as well. So I was kicked out of two art groups. So I guess I don't fit in with other artists if I try to insert myself somehow. I'm like, oh. I laugh, but I'm like, oh, that kind of sucks. But I wasn't on there too long either, so it's not. It wasn't like I invested years of my blood, sweat, and urine and tears into these groups. So it's not that big of a deal. But it was just kind of interesting. Two groups, and I got kicked out of both of them. And I wasn't even doing anything. So which is I don't understand. But on the other hand, I learned to let it go, and I just continue to do my own thing. Henceforth, this stuff, and I think I have a lot more control with that. And here we are. So there's that story. I think I mentioned it before, but I think that was a while ago. So this is more like a review slash recap. Yep, that is that. Okay. Oh, okay. Ooh, all right. Because once I do the line, I'm going to try to make it look like a kind of painting. So this is what I got done so far. I filled in the gaps a little bit, but I still have some white areas still popping out. This one, yeah, not too bad. And I need to fix the hair. It's kind of blobby. And then there's some more black fire, lightning bolts. I'm not sure how that works, but anime. And I still have to clean up the skirt a bit. I might have to change the skin color a bit. I think it's more of a palish yellow peach color with it has a more yellowish tinge, but it's very pale. But other than that, it's coming together. It's getting there, and yeah, oh, she looks so cool. All right, so there's that. So what did I do? I was starting on my paint brush washing cleaning journey. I'm just kidding. I don't use that. So stupid. Yeah, this is how much paintbrushes I gotta deal with. Oh my god, what the hell is that? That's what I get for opening new packages of brushes and not cleaning the old ones. That's what I do. I make more work for myself because I love work. Just kidding, I don't, but I just do it anyway. And then I talk about a whole bunch of things from the recent live performance of the halftime show and um, Valentine's Day not being that big of a deal, but I was kind of whining about it because I didn't want to go fishing on Valentine's Day. But I'm not trying to talk bad about the editor, I just don't want to go fishing on Valentine's. You can go on Sunday, but I don't want to go fishing on Valentine's. I don't know yet. And then the other thing was just talking about some things about what I use for the paintbrush cleaning, um, reading about Sailor Moon, like continuing the manga finally. I have a source now. I can read it, but I got busy with life. The school strike that's happening throughout this entire city's district, that's obviously not fun, but it's out of our control, out of mine. And I did send a letter, so I did something. I did a thing. And then helping my kid with homework and a whole bunch of stuff. And this is me taking a break from it all. Um, yeah. What the hell was that? What did I blow that fell behind? Oh, anyway. So I think that'll be it for now. Thank you for tuning in. Uh, is there anything else I can mention? I don't know yet. I will probably still have another, as per usual, live stream this Friday. It's between 10 to 12 a 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, either Friday or Saturday. That is the general gist of it. And yeah. Oh, I'll be on live stream technically on Valentine's Day. So yeah, there is that. Oh, and it's Friday the 13th. This Friday too. Okay, so we have two interesting days going on for this coming a live stream. So this is Deli on getting on out of your hair. Thank you for tuning in. If you missed out, you can rewatch it if you like. You don't have to, but thank you so much if you do. I'm gonna go now. Have a good day or good night. Bye.